Shalom, 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 friends. I am your friend Jojo from Treasure Hunt with Jojo, and today I'm sharing with you insights from Parashat Vaera. Now, every week there is a specific or set of scriptures that are studied, and last week, leading to Shabbat, the Torah portion was Parashat Vaera, and Vaera means I appeared. Now, Parashat Vaera consists of the scriptures Exodus 6, verse 2 to 9, verse 35, and Ezekiel 28, verses 25 to 29, verse 21. I hope last week's encouragement was a blessing to you, and I definitely hope that you can glean some truths from this week's discussion so that you can, you know, reflect your creator, the God who we serve, the eternal one. Now, Parashat Vaera begins by saying, God spoke to Moses and said to him, I am Yud He with Vav. I appeared to Avram, Yitzhak, and Jacob as El Shaddai, but I did not make myself known to them by my name, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. So, Vaera means I appeared. Now, the Torah portion begins when God told Moshe that he appeared to the patriarchs. He appeared to Yitzhak, Avram, and Jacob by a specific name. And that name is El Shaddai. And then it goes on, when you read, further in the scriptures or the chapter, it makes mention of who God would reveal himself to, or how he would reveal himself to Moshe, to the Israelites, and to Pharaoh. Pharaoh is the Hebrew word for Pharaoh. So we see where God is expressing himself in different ways to his people based on their experiences. Now, today I want to focus on the two names for God, El Shaddai and Yud-Heh with Vav. So Yud-Heh with Vav, I will also make mention of, you know, one using the word Hashem or Adonai in, using the name Adonai or Hashem, right? So, as usual, we go into the Hebrew to find out, to discover what the word really means. Now, we all know, or we all make mention of El Shaddai, but what does El Shaddai really means? Now, El Shaddai consists of 5 Hebrew letters: Aleph, Lamed, Shin, Dalet, and Ayud, right? That is El Shaddai in Hebrew. Now, Aleph represents the sovereign one, the leader, God himself. Lamed speaks to development and progression. It also speaks to authority, teaching, and learning. The Shin speaks to transformation, the flame of the spirit, divine revelation. The Dalet definitely speaks to a door, the state of selflessness and humility. So it refers to one being humble, being poor in spirit. And it is a door between the higher and lower levels. And then we have the last letter, the Yud, which speaks to the hand and the essence of life. Now, if you go back to the root of the word El Shaddai, well, is the Hebrew word for God, and Shaddai has a root word known as Shad, right? Shad speaks to two dangles. And to make it much clearer to us, we would have to think about the Shad or the Shaddai as a goat giving nourishment to his kid. So normally when a kid desires the milk from its mother, he would place his mouth, on the nipples of the mommy, the nipples that are on the udder of the goat, and he would, pounce on it and get the milk, or pull the nipples and get the milk. And that is what Shaddai speaks to. Shaddai, the word Shaddai speaks to the giving of nourishment or the giving of milk to a child. So when we think of God being El Shaddai or describing himself as El Shaddai, it means the God who provides divine sustenance, the God who provides divine milk for his children. Now, remember, I made mention that the parashat begins by stating that God appeared, where God told Moshe that he appeared to the patriarchs, to Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov as El Shaddai. So it means, therefore, they got to experience the God who provides, the God who gives divine nourishment, the God who would give them milk as they progress. Now, it is clear to us in scriptures when you read about Avraham, Yitzhak, Jacob, that God really provided for him, because when he mentioned to them, go, they moved. They didn't doubt. They moved by faith. And so because they moved by faith, they came to experience or come to experience the divine provision of God. So that is what El Shaddai means. Now, El Shaddai also means the sovereign and perfect one, who is beyond human comprehension, who causes us to develop and progress, causes us to develop, progress, and transform us by a path or by creating a path with his hand. So that definition I just gave was based on the different definitions of the Hebrew letters that makes up the word El Shaddai. That is what El Shaddai means. So when we, saying El Shaddai, we're saying, God, I acknowledge you as the one who provides divine nourishment, who gives divine provisions for my life. That is what El Shaddai means. Now, in Parashat Vaera, God told Moshe, so remember Moshe, had his burning bush encounter, right? And God told him that, yes, the patriarchs knew me as El Shaddai, the mighty breasted one or the mighty tits one, the one who gave them divine milk or providence. But guess what? I am not going to reveal myself to you as El Shaddai. I am going to reveal myself as Yudevave, and I want, when you go to the children of Israel, to tell them that Yud-He with Vav-He sent you, or tell them that Adonai or Hashem sent you. And also we see where when Moshe spoke, to Paro, to Pharaoh, he mentioned the name Yud-He with Vav-He. So God revealed himself to Moshe, to the children of Israel, to Paro as Yud-He Vav-He. But what Yud He Vav He means? No, it is definitely the name of God, because God says that is that is his name. So Yud He Vav He has four letters. Yud He Vav He. The Yud speaks to the essence of life. The He speaks to divine revelation, the breath of the Creator. The Vav is the power to connect heaven and earth, and the He, the same meaning I gave before. Now, Yude Vave, Yud He with Vave would mean the essence of life. So this is describing who God is. The essence of life, who releases his breath in man for divine revelation. So another difference between El Shaddai and Yud He with Vav is that Yud He with Vav deals with covenant. So whenever you hear the word or the letters being mentioned, Yud He Vav, it speaks to the God who sees to it that his promises come to pass. The God who sees to it that his promises come to pass in my lifetime. Now, when we think of the experiences the experiences that the patriarchs had versus what Moshe had, they're completely different. Remember, I said the patriarchs experienced God as the sustainer, the one who provided for them, provided the nourishment they needed on their journey. And They just operated in faith. When God said to move, for example, Avram, he moved. The Bible never tells us that he was concerned with, oh, what I'm going to wear or what I'm going to drink. He moved in faith, and so God provided for him. Now, Moshe or Moses, he had little doubts. I remember he said, oh God, but I have a speech problem. But what if the people them not hear me? And then Pharaoh being a mighty king, is he going to hear me who has no title? And so God said, here what? Tell when you go to the Israelites, when you go to Pharaoh, mention my name, Yud with Vav He, right? The God who keeps covenant. And then remember, Moshe had some doubts, right? And remember, God told him that guess what? By my name, I will deliver the people of Israel out of Egypt. Remember, I said Yud Vav He makes reference to the God of covenant, the God who is not a man that he should lie. So when Moses had the little doubts, and then when he went to the Israelites and Pharaoh made their workload harder, God had to prove himself that, hear what? I said I'm going to deliver these people. I said that I will do marvelous deeds and mighty acts. I said I would harden Pharaoh's heart. I said I would redeem the people and deliver them and set them free. So he had to ensure that the promises he made to Moshe and to the Israelites came to pass. And that is what Yud Evave means, a God who will see to it, who will substantiate his promises. He will provide the evidence for what he said. He will make sure that the promises that he said come to pass. So remember, when Moshe went to Pharaoh and he said, Yudhe with Vav said to let my people go. And Pharaoh said, I don't know, Yudhe Vav. And God had to reveal himself, right? The one who is eternal, the one who, is self-existent, had to reveal himself. Now, Yudhe with Vav also speaks to the one who is merciful. And we see this clearly in Parashat Vaera, because remember, there were 10 plagues, right? God could have wiped out Pharaoh, no more trace of Pharaoh. And he could have wiped out the magicians, all of them. He could have destroyed Egypt without even, calling or beckoning to Moshe and say, this is, the purpose you have. But he is merciful. And that is the God we serve. So one of the things we need to know is that there are different names for God. And remember, last week's video, I mentioned the word name, Shem, and what it means. It tells or describes the essence of a person, the very breath of the person, who the person is, their destiny and their purpose. And so today we explore what El Shaddai means, that characteristic of God, and what Yud He with Vav He means. God is able to substantiate his promise. He has the ability to prove that he is the covenant keeping God. Now, another point I want to make as it relates to El Shaddai. Now, Shad, which is a root of the word Shaddai, speaks to land, it speaks to field. So, when God told the patriarchs that, he is going to bring them into a land flowing with milk and honey, the land or the description of the land, which is to flow with milk and honey, meaning that there will always be divine sustenance. I will always nourish you. And that is what El Shaddai means. Now, even in the Torah, in Ezekiel 28, verse 25 to 29, verse 21, there was mention or there's mention of the eternal. And the eternal speaks to Yudhe with Vavi, the covenant keeping God. Now, I want to ask you the question, and I think I asked this last week. Have you got a revelation as to who God is? I mean, you're going through your own experience, your own journey, a journey tailored for you. How have you experienced God? Do you experience Him as, or have you experienced him as El Shaddai, the mighty breasted one, the one who sustains me daily and give me the daily nourishment that I need? Or have you experienced him as the covenant keeping God? God is amazing. And what I love is that he expresses himself based on the experiences that we go through. And the truth is, you know, we can experience him as both El Shaddai and Yude with Vave. But what I want you to really remember is that the name of God is Yude with Vave, which means he will see to it that his promises come to pass. So he will see to it that he's El Shaddai. He will see to it that, he's the mighty judge. He will see to it that he is, and all the other names that, we ascribe to him. So this is just my word of encouragement to you. I pray also that, this new week, you will come to experience El Shaddai, and you will come to experience Yude with Vave, that the promises he has declared over your life, that you will experience it in your lifetime. I am your friend Jojo from Treasure Hunt with Jojo, where I pursue truth and transform lives. I have some announcements to make before I go. I will be having, let me find it for you. I will be having Word Hunt conference, a Word Hunt conference on February 27, 7 p.m. at 10 Argyle Road. The cost is 2,500 per individual and 4,000 if you bring a study partner. It promises to be great. So I do encourage you. Registration is open, so feel free to register by texting the words "ready to hunt" at or to 1-876-332-3814. I do have Israeli products, wine, grape juice. We have Hala, Malut has Hala, and yeah, order today. Definitely, we encourage you to make your orders for Passover. Passover is coming soon. You do not want to be left out. So definitely place your orders as well for um for these products. Stay blessed, continue to be blessed, continue to support, Treasure Hunt with Jojo. Like, share, subscribe to my page, my YouTube page, and just share this video with a friend so they know, the difference between El Shaddai, Yudhe with Fabian, so that they can also be encouraged, that El Shaddai is on their side and that Yudhe Vav, which is the same God we are referring to, who has different characteristics, will continue to keep covenant. Shalom.